everybody? It's your boy Moski, back with another video. Today's video is a review video on Last of Us Episode 5. One of my friends named Jordan, he told me to, instead of reacting to other people's opinion on Last of Us, you should do your own opinion and do your own review. So that's what I'm gonna start doing from this point on. I'm gonna start giving my opinion and my review on the show. And there's gonna be some spoilers ahead, so just want to warn you guys, there's gonna be spoilers what I'm gonna be talking about, and hopefully enjoy this rant. So we start off in episode 5, and we start off with Henry and Sam's background. So we were like figuring out what was the whole story between Catherine and Sam and Henry's situation of why are they being hunted basically. So they gave us the rundown, and they were hiding because I guess Henry was he took some medicine from her that was gonna supposedly save Catherine's brother, but instead of for his brother, he took it for Henry's brother. I know it sounds confusing, but bear with me. I'm gonna try to recap everything that I can remember. So he's basically just stole some medicine from Catherine for his own brother, and they didn't have enough medicine to go around, so he couldn't save Catherine's brother. So we pick off with the doctor and Henry and Sam hiding in the attic, and it was the doctor from episode 2 or 3, one of the two. Anyways, I just know that the doctor that he came back. This is before the whole situation what it is right now. So this is taking place in the past. So the doctor's helping them out, giving them food, giving them information, and then there's a time where the doctor had to head out again, and obviously he got caught by Catherine, and Henry and Sam were talking like they're still waiting on the doctor. They're like, he's gonna be back. Henry was talking to the kid saying he's gonna be back, but obviously you seen in the episode he didn't come back because he got killed by Catherine. So they had to make a move. Henry and Sam had to try to get out the city without being caught, because if they get caught they're gonna be killed. So they go into a building, in the same building where Joel and Ellie is at, and that's where we left off from the previous episode. So now it's back to present day, and they called him up like, hey man, we're not here to hurt you, but we will if we have to. We just need help basically, because I seen you and he said, why would I help you? Because I seen you what you did to them before in the previous episode, and with your type of skills we can get out of this mess. So him and Joel agrees, and so now they're gonna work as a team, because not only that they're gonna work together, but the guy that Henry, I should say, he has a plan how to get out because he knows the city. And so they come up with a decision of we can go under the tunnels. And they told us, the doctor told him that the tunnels are cleared and there's no infected. And Joel's like, are you sure? He said, well, that's what the doctor told me. How long has it been? 3 years? He said, you gotta be kidding me. 3 years? He said, yeah, because I guess I think it's Fedra pushed the clickers and the infected all down in the sewers, but he said maybe there'll be 1 or 2 or 3, but they're all the way pushed down under, I guess underground maybe. So that's what they said. So they're all right. So they go through the plan, they do it, and they go underground. But Henry was talking to Joel to say I just let you know, Joel, I lied in the beginning that I did kill someone, because in the beginning he did tell him that he didn't kill anyone, but he got someone killed, and I think he's referring to the doctor. In my mindset, that's what I'm thinking. So they get on the move on and go to the get out the tunnel. Finally get out. They're out the city basically, almost. So while they're walking, he's like, see, there's nothing to worry about. Then boom, gets shot at. No one got shot though. The guy was missing his shots. And it was just like the video game. There was a sniper in the house, and Joel had to make his way around just like the video game. And then as soon as he got over there, he found the guy, and he's like, hey man. And it's an old dude too, so it's not a young person or not a lady. It was just an old man. And Joel's basically like, hey man, just give me your weapon and you can move on your very way. And he was gonna do it, and then the guy, the old man, wasn't gonna do it, so he just tried to shoot Joel, but Joel had to take him out. And then there was a walkie-talkie, and I guess Catherine was talking to the guy of the sniper, saying just like, hey man, hold him there, we're almost there. And so Joel is like, ah, shoot, and he's screaming to Tommy, Ellie, and is it not? I'm saying Tommy. Why am I saying Tommy? Ellie, Henry, and I forgot the kid's name already. But he's yelling at them. It's like, run, run! So while they're running, the car is getting, like, all the cars that are in the way in the street is getting pushed from their car. Then Joel's sniping the person that's shooting. I'm not shooting. The person that is driving the car that's about to run over Ellie. He shoots the driver, then the driver runs into the house. This is a big key of the story right here. So the car runs into the house, and it starts on fire, and then it explodes. So the whole team arrives of Catherine, and Henry, Ellie, and I keep forgetting the kid's name, is hiding behind a car. And Joel's still hiding by the house where the sniper was that he took out. Henry's decided, he's like, hey man, just take me and leave the kids alone. He said, no, the kids, they have to go too, basically. I said, man, this person is a fucked up, she is a fucked up person. She is so messed up, and I'm like, Jesus. And he was like, man, they're just kids. He said, well, kids die all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, how crazy is Catherine? This person is insane. So he decided to come out, Henry, and he told let me go back. Before he decided to come out and give himself up, Henry told Ellie, like, hey, take my brother with you. And obviously it was gonna be hard for her because she's like, no, but he's like, you better do it. And he's like, okay. So he gives himself up to Catherine, and as soon as Catherine pulled out her weapon and aimed it at Henry, the car started moving right behind her, the one that exploded. And then you just see the car right behind her start sinking down into the ground. And this was the coolest shot of all time in the show so far. So what happened was, when the car went fully down, and then it made a big sinkhole. And that's when all the infected came up from the ground and attacked all of Catherine's men. And this was a cool scene. They came out like some World War Z zombies. The way they were moving, running, and how many there were. And the men are struggling because how much infected there was. And it was a cool scene. And not only that, they even showed the bloater. I was like, damn, they showed the freaking bloater. And it looked good too. Not only that. And they even so he killed the the voice actor for Tommy, but he wasn't playing Tommy for this role. He was basically like Catherine's sidekick, but he was a mercenary. He told Catherine, like, hey, don't look back, just keep running. And then you just see the bloater grab him and then freaking rip them apart basically from his head. I'm like, oh shit, that was awesome. So when that happened, I was like, okay, this is already a freaking like 9 out of 10 for me right there at that point. So Ellie's still trying to survive because there's infected everywhere. She's running, and Joel's defending her, taking the shots of the infected that gets any close to Ellie. And then Ellie starts to notice Henry and his brother are attacked by some infected. So Ellie decided to go over there and help them, stab them in the neck, just like the video game of the infected. And she stabbed both of them of the infected to save Henry and his little brother. So when they finally about to get somewhat free, they're all together. So it's Henry, Ellie, and Henry's little brother. And as soon as they're about to make it all the way out, then it was Catherine right behind them. Was like, don't move. Had a gun pointed right at Henry. And then for some reason she hesitated. Because I guess she seen Ellie, and it was strange. I was like, I wonder what was the reason why she hesitated. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments below. But she hesitated, and then there was this little infected person, little creature, and she was moving all possessed. And then it was a little infected girl that killed Catherine, and that was one of the most satisfaction of the show right there. And I was like, yes, she needed to go. She was like, she wasn't even human at that point. She was just insane. I was like, yep, she had to go. But that was I was happy to see that. And then once they started to, like, you know, get out of their escape, Henry, his little brother, and Ellie and Joel, you just see all the infected chasing the Catherine's army away, and it was just a cool shot and scene. So now we're in the next scene of them hiding down in a motel, hotel, whatever you want to call it. And you know, Joel's letting know Henry like, hey man, we're going to Wyoming, and most likely we're gonna be on foot. And if you want to tag along, you can come with me and Ellie. And he was like, you know what? Sounds like the plan, because it seems like, you know, my brother needs company, like Ellie, you know, the kids basically. So it cuts to a scene of Ellie and Henry's little brother, you know, talking. And it was and actually I think it is literally exactly how the game played. And I was wondering, is there gonna be some few changes? So I like the, you know, when the conversation of like when Henry's little brother is saying like, hey, do you ever get scared? And you know, she was like, I get scared of scorpions. You know, and that was just like from the video game. I said, oh, okay. And then I was wondering if they're gonna actually say what she actually says in the game as well. And she's like, I get scared when I'm alone, basically. I was like, oh, okay, that's straight from the video game. That's awesome. And then he wrote in his freaking little pad thing saying like, do you ever get scared of turning? And then he showed his leg. Henry's little brother showed Ellie his leg, and he was infected. I was like, oh, just like the game. Oh shoot, okay. And then Ellie decided to show her arm, like, look, I'm the medicine. I can cure you, basically. So what she did, she cut her hand, and then, you know, blood started coming out. So he put it on the wound that he got bit at, and he's like, you're gonna be cured. And I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, oh shoot, you know, they've been changing some things from the show. Are they gonna keep Henry's little brother alive? I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be, you know, that's gonna be cool, because I like the little kid, man. He's adorable. He's freaking like, he's charismatic, and and the thing is, I didn't even mention this, but Henry's little brother, he wasn't deaf in the game. He actually talked. So making him deaf in this, they made a whole nother like character. But I actually loved it though. It was actually pretty good. So, you know, Ellie gave she cut her hand, gave the blood to his wound, and, you know, saying like, you're gonna be cured, you'll be fine. She said, can you, and then Henry's little brother told Ellie saying, can you stay up with me? And she said, yes, I will, and I promise. And he was happy. So morning comes up. Ellie just woken up, and he sees Henry's little brother just sitting by the window, and the sun's shining on him. And he's like, hey man, are you okay? And then as soon as Ellie gets close, he was infected. I was like, oh no, they're keeping it true to the video game. And then they bursted through the freaking door, and then Joel and Henry seen Ellie getting attacked by Henry's brother, and Joel was gonna help, but then Henry grabbed the gun and shot close to Joel at his feet. It's like, hey man, that's my brother, man. And then you just see Ellie screaming for her, like, Joel, help, help, man. And then freaking Henry shot his brother. I was like, oh man, oh no. It was just literally straight from the video game. And then when he shot his brother, he's like, what I do, man? What I do? And he had the gun pointed at Joel. He said, hey man, just give me the gun. Just give him the gun. Joel's trying to convince him, like, hey man, like, just calm down. Then Henry just lost it, and then pointed a gun at himself and shot himself. And I'm like, man, that scene, that was really hard for me. It almost made me tear up. And I was like, man, it was just so emotional. Like, yeah, it was emotional in the game, but like seeing it in, like, you know, live action, that was something else. I was like, Jesus. That was just like, it. Like, I have a younger brother, and if I was in that situation, like, he's not as like young as him, but like, you know, just in general, like, you know, losing a close loved one, that only one that's probably that you ever have that's around, and you killed him, and because he was infected, that had to be big and tough, man. It'll be hard for me. I'll probably lose it too. So I don't even know what I'll do in that situation. But we cut to another scene of them being buried by Joel and Ellie. And while they're being buried, they're just paying their respects. And Ellie's like, which way is west? It's that way. And Joel's still over there. And then Joel pans down, looking down at the grave. And he had the pad of Henry's brother. And the pad had some writing on it. And it said, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh man. And that's how the show ends. And what's my opinion on how I think this ends? I say it's a 9.5, like damn near perfect episode. I actually love it. You know what? Might as well give it a 10 out of 10. I love this episode. This was, in my opinion, this was the best one because it had emotion, it had action, it had satisfaction, and I just think that this was the best one so far. I love this so much, and seeing that of the situation, like losing a brother, that's really impactful, and they kept it true to the game. There's some things that are a little bit different, just like I said about the kid being deaf, because he wasn't deaf in the game, but you know, it was like, okay, so this is a little bit different. I wasn't mad at it, but at the same time, I like how they still like wrapped it in the same way as a video game, so I liked it that. But yeah, that's pretty much it of the review. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this episode. I really appreciate it for you just letting me know if I missed anything in the comments, and I'm sorry if I messed up on this review. If I did, hopefully I did my best, but every time I do a review, I'm gonna get even better. So thank you for watching this video. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, post notifications, get all my videos up to date. See you in the next video, and peace.